Why hello there my fellow open world gamers, what's up, it's Robbie with Open World Games, and as usual we are talking about Tom Clancy's The Division. There's a ton of news in this video, so use the video guide in the description to skip ahead to the news you seek, but we're going to dive straight into it right now. So we already know that there are several teams on board helping out with the development of The Division. Well, guess what? Now they have added yet another development team called Ubisoft Annecy, and there's good reason that they are on board helping out with The Division. Now, we know that they will be collaborating with Massive, Red Storm, and Reflections on Tom Clancy The Division. This is one of the biggest Ubisoft collaborations ever, obviously. I mean, this is a huge undertaking. It seems like they're using all of their past skills and knowledge and really going after it with The Division, and it seems like the core team will still be Ubisoft Massive. But again, what does Annecy bring to the table that is so special? Well, you can look at their work history and find out that they have helped out big time on some key AAA titles from Ubisoft, including Splinter Cell, Pandora Tomorrow, Chaos Theory, and Double Agent. They helped out with the online experience in those games. But get this is my favorite part about their work history, and it is that they made the Villa system in Assassin's Creed 2. You guys know, if you've watched my previous Assassin's Creed videos, that I love the Villa in Assassin's Creed 2, and they also helped make the Cafe Theater in Assassin's Creed Unity, which, you know, is really good, but with the rough launch of AC Unity, it was probably missed out. A lot of people didn't really care. They wanted the game working at launch, so unfortunately the Cafe Theater probably just disappeared in all of the chaos that was the launch of AC Unity. But it indicates, once again, they are taking really good steps to make sure The Division is a good game. And, you know, Ubisoft Annecy is likely helping out with the base of operations, making sure all of those systems are in place, and also making sure that they work online, since they have past experience with online multiplayer for the Splinter Cell franchise. You know, I really do expect the base of operations to be extremely extensive. In fact, maybe they will have a system that will change the game world as you upgrade the base of operations, much like the Villa in Assassin's Creed 2. That would be awesome to see. So, you know, if you get more patrols on the street with your base of operations, if you can do something like that, mind you. None of this has been confirmed. But it would be cool to see the game world changing, you know, different type of enemies, less enemies, or something like that. So it would be neat if that actually happened in The Division. So Ubisoft Massive also commented on the map size for The Division in a recent article from Crave Online. And this comes from Ubisoft Massive's David Pulfet. I hope I pronounced that right. I'm terrible with international names, but he goes on to say, in our game, you're on foot, which means that you have a lot of distance to cover, and if you tried walking in Manhattan like we have in our research, you realize it's a huge place. We're trying to modify the size by cutting out the fat of Manhattan. There are a lot of places that are repetitive with blocks that have the same type of buildings, and that is not the perfect scenario for a game. So we're adapting it to fit the fun factor for gameplay. And yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You don't want to be roaming around New York City and stumbling upon, you know, convenience store after convenience store or whatever. You really want to get to the landmarks, you know, the Empire State Building, Central Park, Coney Island, stuff like that. Now, you know, no landmarks have been confirmed, but I imagine they're going to really try to push the landmarks in The Division, definitely. But yeah, fun trumps realism any day, definitely. So yeah, the game will not be one-to-one scale to New York City. It's going to be more focused on the fun factor of exploring and getting to those landmarks and buildings of importance, I think. So we have news about microtransactions in The Division. Don't panic, this comes from job postings for Ubisoft Massive. Now the good news is, in these job postings, they want someone to analyze gameplay. They want to see what players are up to, what are the most popular modes, you know, stuff like that. And this will definitely help out with the future of The Division. Again, Ubisoft has stated, hey, this is going to be a 10-year franchise. We really want to invest in this game. And they really want to see what's trending in their game world. Are you guys really loving the dark zones? Okay, well, maybe that indicates that you need more Dark Zone PvP game modes or more DLC dedicated to Dark Zones. That's the sort of research that they're going to be putting into the Division, I believe. But about these microtransactions, yes, they want someone to figure out how to monetize the game. They definitely want a creative, long-term way of earning revenue off this game. You know, one game that did this very, very well, and I think you would all agree with me on this, is GTA 5, GTA Online more specifically. It has microtransactions. Now, I'm sure you guys hardly even notice, and most of the game's earnings, you know, the game's revenue have come from digital microtransactions, which is incredible. That is a huge feat. And, you know, I don't blame Ubisoft for wanting to get into this because, you know, if someone ends up purchasing something in the game world, it supports the game and it supports the future of that game, as long as it's not intrusive, mind you. But yeah, this is going to cater mostly to people that just don't have time. It's not going to be a pay-to-win system. From what I have heard, Ubisoft has actually commented on that in the past. They do not want anything like that at all. So anyone that's stuck at work, college, has a very busy life, that's who it's going to be for. And you know, they're going to be supporting the future of the franchise. So I don't see it as much of a big deal as long as it's done properly and is more hidden in the background. So guys, as usual, we're going over your top comments. Remember to submit them down below for a chance for them to end up right here, bam, in the video. So unfortunately, I have time for one comment, but I hope to squeeze in more in the next video, so look forward to that. But this one comes from Julian O, who goes on to ask, well, actually he's asking two questions. He asks, will the Division have proximity chat? And will the Division have a first-person mode? Now, the proximity chat, no word about that yet, but Ubisoft Massive has stated previously they want this game to be about friendship. They want it to be about your group, your immediate surroundings. So I imagine that's going to be a group chat in this game. I don't think they will have proximity chat. Now, don't quote me on that. I don't think they're going to invest in it. That's just my opinion. But maybe, just maybe, we will see something like that. Because yes, it appears that you may actually be able to work with other players in some regard when you get into those PvP zones known as Dark Zones. So who knows about the proximity chat. Now, about the first-person view, you know, I would not expect a first-person view in Tom Clancy The Division. The only reason they would probably add something like that is to compete with GTA Online, but it would change up the mechanics significantly. You know, if there's rolling in the game, I would not expect a first-person view at all. But, you know, historically, with Red Storm Entertainment, they did have the option to aim down the iron sights from first person. So that is a little bit different. I'm not too sure if they're going to take that approach with the Division, but we will be finding out soon enough. But my personal opinion on this is I would expect the game to be 100% third person, and then when you aim down scopes, of course, you're going to be viewing it through your scope. Woo, you stuck in 2 questions. Good job, man. But guys, thank you so much for watching, and be sure to stay tuned right here to Open World Games because we will have more extensive coverage of Tom Clancy The Division. And yes, we have an entire backlog of videos dedicated to practically everything The Division. You can find that playlist in the description below. And yes, we will be giving away a copy of the game during its release. You can find out more about that giveaway right here on Open World Games. I will include that link in the description below. But guys, stay tuned here to Open World Games on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and we will be live streaming at twitch.tv/openworldgamer. But as usual, guys, expect more open world gaming goodness in the future, and thank you so much for watching.
Alright, the store was empty. I heard that gunfire. Nick, check your map, see if there's anything in the area. That police station's going critical. Let's head up that way.